Right now, with bird hunting seasons getting underway, the Wisconsin DNR is asking hunters to take precautions to try and prevent exposure to bird flu. What you need to know.
And overcast conditions with pockets of fog are out there this morning. I'll break down if we'll see the sun comes out and whether we'll see more rain chances today and tonight.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us on Weekend Mornings. I'm Shane Hogan. This is Greg Barnhart. We're back together this Saturday morning. I was off last weekend.
Yeah, I know you were. Yeah.
It's crummy another weekend, though.
It's crummy, but it's not too bad. I mean, like I said, it's not a washout. We've never had a complete weekend washout with this. So, and that's kind of what we're going to see today. There is some low visibility, especially if you go over to Iowa and those areas where they have some dense fog going on. But otherwise, just the low clouds, some pockets of fog along with occasional drizzle still occurring. Most of the showers have pushed away. We're just really dealing with just really the drizzle, and that's going to be what we'll see this morning. Overall, we'll see right now 52 in Madison, cloudy conditions. Similar type in La Crosse right now, 52 degrees too. We'll see, and there's La Crosse, I'm sorry, 54 degrees and cloudy conditions. And what they'll see too, once again, is a shower coming in late. We have some showers later this afternoon or this evening, but otherwise, most of the area will see cloud cover today. A few showers this afternoon, better shot tonight. Windy gets to be the main story tomorrow, and then the cool conditions continue all the way through next week. So I'll break this all down here in a little bit.
Well, it is certainly fall.
It is.
It feels like it. It feels kind of nice to get a little reprieve from the heat, but can't get to winter too fast now.
Well, let's just hope. I like winter, so the faster it gets here, the better for me.
Thanks, Greg.
No problem.
Well, we're going to start now with some breaking news overnight. Madison police are investigating a shots fired incident following a car crash. This happened just after 3 o'clock this morning. Madison police were in the area of North Stoughton Road at Milwaukee Street near Heiston Park, where an officer heard a vehicle crash followed by gunshots. Officers located the vehicle with no one inside and found bullet holes in the car. No injuries have been reported, and the investigation is ongoing. If you have any information, you can call Madison Area Crime Stoppers. That number is on your screen. To another top story this morning, with fall comes game hunting season and bird migration. But along with your hunting gear, the DNR wants to make sure you head out with some caution to avoid spreading the highly pathogenic avian influenza after it was first discovered in Wisconsin this past March. Arman Rahman has more.
DNR officials urge hunters to be cautious of bird flu this game hunting season. Waterfowl in particular are more at risk.
So probably what's going on is the virus has remained since spring, and then as birds are coming back that hadn't previously been exposed, they're now getting exposed.
So how do you spot an infected bird? Wildlife Health Section Supervisor Jasmine Batten says the symptoms are neurological.
They might do things like swimming in circles, having weird posture, just being lethargic.
Right now, humans can't catch the virus easily, but there are precautions hunters can take to limit the spread between birds, too.
When you're handling the carcasses, that you wear gloves, that you use good sanitation, common sense stuff, washing your hands, hand sanitizer, and then always make sure that you're cooking wild game appropriately, following food safety precautions.
For hunters with their own backyard flocks, it's even more important to make sure the virus doesn't fly from the wild to the coop.
Be aware that you could move the virus with you on your hunting equipment and your boots.
According to the DNR, last spring and summer, wild birds were found with the deadly virus in more than 30 counties in Wisconsin, and infected domestic birds were found in at least a dozen.
It has big impacts on the agriculture industry, so these big chicken flocks that if they do have a detection, then they're required to depopulate, so there's been a lot of economic loss because of the virus.
But wildlife experts say as long as you play it safe, you hopefully won't ruffle any feathers.
Just follow some easy precautions and get out there and have a good season.
The good news is cooking game to a temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit kills the virus. The southern Wisconsin duck hunting season opens in October. To campaign 2022 now, Democratic Senate candidate Mandela Barnes will now take part in a debate against Republican Senator Ron Johnson. This debate will be hosted by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association. Barnes had previously only agreed to participate in 2 other debates. The WBA debate is scheduled for 7 p.m. on October 7th. Republican gubernatorial candidate Tim Michels says he would be open to allowing exceptions to the state's abortion ban, a slightly different position compared to previous statements he's made in the past. Speaking on Conservative Talk Radio, Michels said he'd be open to signing a bill that creates new exceptions for rape and incest if it were presented to him by the legislature. In the past, Michels said repeatedly that he supports the current exemptions in the state's law. Those current laws only allow abortions if the mother's life is at risk. That change, though, may appeal to voters who are economically conservative but socially liberal.
They're saying, oh, no, that means that if I want to vote for a candidate who's conservative on economic issues, I have to vote for the same candidate who is pro-life. And being pro-life now will make a difference because the abortion issue is in play.
This also comes the same week that Michels has faced some negative headlines related to allegations of harassment and assault at the business that carries his name. Meanwhile, the Evers campaign released a statement on the Michels abortion stance, saying in part, quote, "Make no mistake, Michels has staked out the most extreme position possible on this issue, and as governor, wouldn't hesitate to enact radical legislation that would put women's lives at risk." Michels, meanwhile, wants Governor Evers to halt all paroles, but that's not exactly how it works. The control a governor has over parole in Wisconsin is limited to who he appoints to lead the parole board. Apart from that, laws govern who can be released from prison early. The law severely limits what the parole board can even do, given that most prisoners don't even have that option.
It is already the case that most prisoners in the Wisconsin prison system are not parole eligible. Wisconsin abolished parole as of December 31st, 1999. So actually there aren't very many prisoners left in our system who are eligible for parole release.
And what gets a little confusing is what is meant by parole. Wisconsin prisoners are eligible for extended supervision after prison time, but parole was an early release, sometimes at the discretion of the parole board. The Wisconsin Election Commission notified clerks Friday that an independent candidate's identifying information was printed incorrectly on general election ballots in the state's 2nd district. The commission says an error at the state level meant county clerks didn't receive all the information on Douglas Alexander's candidacy that they should have before printing ballots. Wisconsin law allows an independent to include a statement of no more than 5 words next to their name. You can see it on the screen now. Alexander requested in his nomination papers that the words "term limits on Congress" appear beside his name on the ballot rather than "independent" as it was printed. The candidate's website says he's running primarily to educate voters about the importance of getting term limits on Congress. During speeches Friday, President Joe Biden and House Republicans highlighted differences between the two parties ahead of the midterm elections. At a political rally in Washington, the president laid out what he believes is a stark choice. He said voters will be choosing to be a nation of hope, unity, and optimism, or a nation of fear, division, and darkness. Ahead of the president's speech, House Republicans, led by Kevin McCarthy, unveiled their commitment to America. It's a roadmap for GOP legislative priorities with 4 pillars: a strong economy, public safety, individual freedom, and government accountability. Biden slammed the plan, which he says is thin with little details.
We didn't hear him mention the right to choose. We didn't hear him mention Medicare. We didn't hear him mention Social Security.
I challenge the president to join with us. Let's go across the country and let's debate what his policies has done to America and our plan for a new direction.
McCarthy could be poised to take over as Speaker of the House if Republicans can flip just a few seats in the House. Almost 30% of Americans say political polarization is a top issue facing this nation. That's according to the website 538. News 8 Now's Rob Romano spoke to a founder of a nonprofit that seeks to break down political barriers.
Dr. Lee Rausch is the founder of the nonprofit known as Leader Ethics. He believes our country's political polarization is causing people to develop a level of cynicism.
But it's not just politics, because what's happening is it's resulting in a breakdown in trust. trust in other citizens, trust in our institutions.
Rosh's organization seeks to restore trust by advocating for politicians to be truthful, for them to be transparent with public information, and unifiers rather than dividers.
And to the best of their ability, they work to represent their entire constituency.
Rosh is the former president of Western Technical College, which he ran for 28 years. He adds that in the fields of business, education, or healthcare, ethical leadership qualities are required. Now, the organization he founded, which seeks to overcome the partisan divide, asks the following question.
Why not in politics?
And sure thing, why not? How come our political system can't seem to find a way to breach its divides and attract the best people to public office? Political expert Dr. Joe Heim says our society has been slowly disintegrating in terms of being cynical.
The effect of that is it's added to the cynicism of our basic element of a democracy, and that's elections.
Heim says one of the reasons why political cynicism is on the rise is because politicians use it to win elections.
Some of it has to do with the psychology of voting. If you want to rev up your base and get them out in support of your candidates, happiness is second to cynicism and anger.
In La Crosse, Rob Romano, News 8 Now.
Heim adds that one of the keys to overcoming cynicism in American politics is for people to be more conscious of it and to understand that sometimes politicians use people's anger to get their vote. Well, still ahead this morning, a marathon run in La Crosse, and it's all for a great cause. We'll tell you about that coming up. And you're taking a live look over La Crosse. A little gloomy out there. We're back after this.
Help us collect kids' winter coats during Coats for Kids.
It's dangerous up here, and it's no fun shopping around for a reputable contractor.
I've built my company on the promise to treat our customers like we would our own family. That means an honest, no-pressure sales experience, expert craftsmanship, and a lifetime guarantee of our work.
We know Gutter Shutter is the best system for you and your home, and we'd love to show you how it can keep you safe and off that ladder forever. So call us or visit us online to set up your free estimate, and we can show you what Gutter Shutter and the Larson Home Experience is all about.
It changes your entire world. I know because I was a victim myself. So to think there are people like Senator Ron Johnson in Washington who'd make it harder. Ron Johnson supported the Supreme Court's decision outlawing abortion in Wisconsin, even for victims of rape and incest, allowing doctors and nurses to be prosecuted. When I think about other victims and what they're going to have to go through because of Ron Johnson, he doesn't share our values. S&P is responsible for the content of this ad.
Everyone remembers the moment they heard, "You have cancer," how their world stopped, and when they found a way to face it. For some, this is where their Keytruda story begins. Keytruda, a breakthrough immunotherapy that may treat certain cancers. One of those cancers is advanced non-squamous non-small cell lung cancer, where Keytruda is approved to be used with certain chemotherapies as your first treatment if you do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene.
Keytruda helps your immune system fight cancer, but can also cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body. This can happen during or after treatment and may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, severe nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, confusion or memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, fever, rash, itching or flushing. These are not all the possible side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant, had or plan to have a stem cell transplant, or have had radiation to your chest area or a nervous system condition.
Today, Keytruda is FDA approved to treat 16 types of advanced cancer and is being studied in hundreds of clinical trials, exploring ways to treat even more types of cancer. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. See the different types of cancer Keytruda is approved to treat at Keytruda.com and ask your doctor if Keytruda can be part of your story.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Yeah, we got that system approaching here. You can see satellite right now. Most of the high clouds in the main system is pushed off to the east. We're kind of doing with low clouds, and that's kind of that drizzle that we've had overnight. We're going to see more showers come potentially develop here, and then that's a system wave that's going to actually be tonight, and that's more we're going to see more of a scattered showers. A better shot for overall everyone else to see rainfall tonight, but otherwise that's the system right now as you zoom in. Mainly mid to low clouds right now. And like I said, we're not seeing much of the shower as pushed off to the east. Wind flows southwesterly. But as you see, for futurecast, we're going to see a few showers. But here comes that wave, and we're talking about Saturday night around 8 p.m. Pretty much pushing a little across, will develop showers, and then basically dig further south overnight to about early Sunday morning into southern Wisconsin. And then we'll see some clearing out to the west toward La Crosse towards Sunday morning. And then we'll see another wave that will actually then begin to dig south. This one really brings a lot of colder air with it, and obviously stronger winds, and then we'll see some shower activity. Most will stay to the northeast. La Crosse may touch south central by tomorrow afternoon, but generally the winds are going to be really the story tomorrow as that keeps cranking through Monday too. Less cloud cover, everything will push off to the east regarding that, but we'll still see the winds overall. So today we're going to see temperatures climb back up to the mid-60s. We may see a break in the sun, break in the clouds for some areas, so that may warm some areas up closer to 70, but overall cloud cover. Then we'll see a few showers come through, and here's the one that we're talking about tonight with a round of showers. No thunderstorms, don't think we'll see that right now, and then it'll come through and then dive south. So areas to the west of La Crosse actually may miss out on most of this, or they'll definitely start clearing up later tonight. And then tomorrow, once again, the main story, we'll see less cloud cover, showers more to the north, but the winds will be the big story that we'll see. And you can see as that continues Saturday, Sunday, here's that showers in the afternoon. Like I said, La Crosse and westward will probably not get much of that. They'll probably stay partly cloudy, but the winds will be cranking too. And then Monday, we'll see the same thing. Overall precipitation, not much. Most of it's going to be to the north, maybe a quarter to a half in some of the isolated areas. And we're going to have that another cold come down, cool air mass, and that ridge out west, that's going to be eventually coming as we get to later in the week. So as you see, temperatures cooling off, 61, 57 for La Crosse, and then the frost potential is what we're looking to, and that also could be an issue come Wednesday morning for Madison too. Prior to that, the winds are going to be the story, but yeah, we could see a season-ending frost for a lot of areas come Wednesday morning as we dip down well into the 30s.
Frost, Greg? Frost?
I think the average date is the first week of October for...
so it feels like it's when it should happen, but still.
Well, Black River Falls up in that area already had 32, 33.
Down there in that valley, right?
Yeah, the Cranberry up there too.
Yeah.
They've already had it, so a lot of areas have gotten close, but I think that day it'll be more widespread.
All right, well, you heard it from Greg. Thanks, Greg.
No problem.
Well, there's some good news and bad news when it comes to enrollment at UW schools. The good, more new people signed up for college in the UW system this year than in the past 3. The bad news, overall enrollment is down. That's according to recently released preliminary data of the 13 UW system schools. Only 3, UW-Madison, UW-Green Bay, and UW-Superior added students this year compared to last. Most of the other schools saw enrollment drop at least 3%, some as high as 6%. UW system leaders say they're recovering from the overall decline created by the pandemic. System leaders are now focused on high-demand fields, boosting dual enrollment among high schoolers, and targeting adult learners. 200 participants are on a 24-hour running journey to raise money for the local Lupus Alliance in La Crosse. The 11th annual Goosebumps Run kicked off Friday afternoon. Money raised for the Alliance goes to local projects, including one they're working on right now, which helps build medical teams for people with lupus trying to start a family. Runners will be up all night, with some of them running more than 100 miles during the event.
And it's often diagnosed in the childbearing years. So it's a disease that can really affect that possibility. So it's really important message on our side to say it can be done.
A lot of really good work happening here. The Lupus Foundation of America estimates that 1.5 million Americans live with some form of lupus. Also happening this weekend in La Crosse, the Between the Bluffs Art Show and Sale returns. Pline art paintings will be on display at the Between the Bluffs Art Show and Sale today and tomorrow. Painters have been setting up their easels around the Coulee region, creating pieces of art to enter into the show for 2 weeks now. These artists work outside directly exposed to nature, creating a challenge since the lighting on the scene is always changing.
So you have to kind of work relatively quickly to nail down what it is you really want to portray. And then you've got the wind, and you've got the sun in your face maybe, or depending on where you're standing. It can be bugs. There's a lot of other issues you have to deal with.
The event is free and open to the public, and it runs from 11 to 4 today and 12 to 3 tomorrow. And another big event returns this weekend. The Warren's Cranberry Festival runs all weekend long. The nonprofit festival has given over $2 million in donations over the years, and most of it staying right in the Warren's community. There's shopping, food vendors, and admission is free. The parade returns tomorrow at 1 p.m. This is the 49th year of the Warren's Cranberry Festival. Well, still ahead this morning, a local effort to help Ukrainian families, how you can get involved this weekend. And there's several new shows and movies to check out. Will Loper is back with his 3 things to watch when we get back.
It's the Portage Furniture Store's anniversary sale on now with a huge in-stock inventory of top brands for every room in your home with Certa-Queen mattresses from $2.99 and always free delivery. The Portage Furniture Store's anniversary sale. Don't miss it.
Are you tired of your outdated kitchen and ready for a brand new look? Call Wisconsin's #1 remodeler, Mad City Kitchens, your trusted local source for kitchen cabinet refacing. Choose from dozens of colors, including white satin and stone gray. Surfaces are durable and stain resistant for easy cleaning and long-lasting beauty. Add an extra touch of luxury with soft closing doors and drawers. You can have your dream kitchen installed in as little as 2 days. And listen to this. It's our Upgrade Now, Pay Later event. Receive 24 months, no payments and no interest. Senior and military discounts. Get a $250 Mad City gift card with cabinet refacing purchase. Use it as an instant discount or for future home improvements. Plus, call during this program and save more with half-off labor. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
If you have advanced non-small cell lung cancer, your first treatment could be a chemo-free combination of 2 immunotherapies that works differently. It could mean a chance to live longer. Opdivo plus Yervoy is for adults newly diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer that is spread, tests positive for PD-L1, and does not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Together, Opdivo plus Yervoy helps your immune system launch a response that fights cancer in 2 different ways. Opdivo plus Yervoy equals a chance for more time together, more family time, more time to remember. Opdivo and Yervoy can cause your immune system to harm healthy parts of your body during and after treatment. These problems can be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have a cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, diarrhea, constipation, severe stomach pain, nausea or vomiting, dizziness, fainting, eye problems, extreme tiredness, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, rash, itching, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, flushing or fever. These are not all the possible side effects. Problems can occur together and more often when Opdivo is used with Yervoy. Tell your doctor about all medical conditions, including immune or nervous system problems, if you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant or received chest radiation. Here's to a chance to live longer. Ask your doctor about the combination of 2 immunotherapies, Opdivo plus Yervoy. Thank you to all those in our clinical trials.
It's our biggest sale of the year. Get back to your health and fitness goals by joining Anytime Fitness for just $1 now through October 7th. Let us help you turn No I Can't into Yes I Can. Now through October 7th, join Anytime Fitness for just $1. Hurry in today.
It's the Portage Furniture Store's anniversary sale on now with a huge in-stock inventory of top brands for every room in your home with Lazy Boy recliners from $3.99 and always free delivery. The Portage Furniture Store's anniversary sale. Don't miss it.
Yeah, if we look at Futurecast, you can kind of see the showers that could be going on today here. Not much is to be expected through the daytime other than once we get rid of some of this low overcast and drizzle. For La Crosse, we're going to see the rain chance come in later this evening. They should get up into the mid to upper 60s, but still mostly cloudy, maybe a few peaks of the sun. Madison, very similar, but the rain will probably hold off. There's still a shower or two, but most likely tonight is when both areas will see opportunity. Sunday, windy for conditions for La Crosse, and then that continues for Monday. Once again, same story for Madison. Showers a better opportunity tomorrow, but winds are going to be the main story as we go through the first 2 days of the week too. And then both areas could drop down into the mid to upper 30s. A much cooler air mass comes in, and that could linger through the next week and maybe get back up to average, which is about the mid to upper 60s by the end of next work week.
All right, Greg, thank you very much. We'll keep an eye on those. And as always, download the free app in our app store. Just search for WISC Weather. Well, clearly no shortage of films and shows streaming nowadays. Our Will Loper sharing a few of the best in this weekend's 3 Things to Watch.
The world I knew was quite simple. I didn't know there was such a thing as electricity, or that water could come into the house through a pipe.
Newly streaming on Apple TV Plus is the documentary Sydney.
It was the first time I had seen a black man assert his power.
I'm a giant, and I'm surrounded by ants.
I wanted to marry Sidney Poitier.
He was like, wow. Movie stars should be wow.
The film takes a look at the life and career of screen acting legend Sidney Poitier.
It's not easy being the first when you have to represent the entire race.
Sydney is streaming on Apple TV Plus now.
My life has had more than a few wonderful, indescribable turns. And I have lived them.
That was our first kiss. Ain't nothing felt that good in all my life.
Newly streaming on Netflix is the film A Jazzman's Blues.
We can run away. We'll be all right.
I love you too.
But my mother,
She's coming to get me. You will not ruin this life for us.
Leanne, I love you. Don't go. Don't go!
Tyler Perry writes and directs the movie about forbidden love in the 1940s.
I thought you moved on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the incredible Bayou Boy. How could I do that? My heart only beat for you.
A Jazzman's Blues is streaming on Netflix now.
You think of her, and you sing. To steal from the Empire? To just walk in like you belong?
And newly streaming on Disney Plus is the Star Wars series Andor.
They're so proud of themselves. So fat and satisfied. They can't imagine that someone like me would ever get inside their house.
Set 5 years before the movie Rogue One, we follow the character Cassian Andor, played by Diego Luna, a thief who joins the Rebel Alliance.
I need all the heroes I can get. For the greater good. Call it what you will. Let's call it war.
The first 3 episodes of Andor are streaming on Disney Plus now. Those are the 3 things you need to watch, and this is Will Loper for Weekend Mornings.
Well, coming up next this morning, Hurricane Fiona is hitting Canada today. What experts predict will happen next.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
Updating your kitchen doesn't have to be complicated. With Mad City Kitchens, you can avoid a lengthy remodel, stay under budget, and transform your kitchen in as little as 2 days. And our customers can't get enough of the soft closed doors and drawers.
We actually opted for an upgrade, and we have the soft closing doors and drawers, and I'm really excited about that.
And I really like those so that they don't slam when you go to close them. Yes, that was a nice other feature as well.
It's time to call during our Upgrade Now, Pay Later event. Receive 24 months, no payments and no interest. Senior and military discounts. Plus, with your cabinet refacing project, receive a $250 Mad City gift card. Use it as an instant discount or for future home improvements. And call during this program for extra savings with half-off labor. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Exciting things call for a drum roll, like this new offer on one of Wisconsin's favorite lotto games. It's Badger 5 Double Jackpot Days. If a jackpot is won, there's a 1 in 2 chance that it doubles. This offer is included with every Badger 5 purchase, only in September. This exciting offer from the Wisconsin Lottery is going fast.
Mass shootings, school shootings, and violent crime are on the rise. And Ron Johnson is making things worse. He abandoned law enforcement, voting against funding for the police, preventing local departments from hiring more officers, but supported flooding our streets with guns and making it easier for violent criminals and domestic abusers to get them. Ron Johnson is failing to keep us safe. Every Town for Gun Safety Victory Fund is responsible for the content of this ad.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
Right now, tracking Hurricane Fiona, the damage already done and what's expected to come.
And it's slightly warmer outside as you step outside due to the southerly winds. I'll break down when those winds turn to the north and how strong they may be.
Good morning and thanks for joining us on Weekend Mornings. I'm Shane Hogan. Before we get to our top stories this morning, we're going to get a check outside with Greg. It's another kind of dreary day, Greg, but hopefully not lasting too long.
Yeah, it is a dreary day. It's kind of have that drizzle, kind of a marine layer type feel like we're next to an ocean right now. But the southerly winds have come up. We've just lost a lot of the high cloud cover, but it has kept temperatures much warmer than they were yesterday. Right now, we're sitting in the 50s for most of the area, so that's actually really nice. Overall, the precip is pushed mainly to the east with this system. Now we're just seeing a few showers, but overall, most of the area is just seeing drizzle. If you go further west toward La Crosse, they're not seeing much at all. That may change later today. We'll see a few showers come across the area, central Wisconsin, more or less more northern Wisconsin, and then tonight a better shot. But overall, temperature should be in the mid to upper 60s, maybe 70 in some of the areas if we can get some of the cloud cover to come out because the temperatures are starting warmer. But most areas mid 60s and a few spots maybe hit the 70-degree mark today. So overall, rain chances through tomorrow. Tonight looks like the best shot. Windy conditions. The north winds are going to pick up tomorrow and Monday. And then cool conditions, mid-October-like weather could continue through the next week. Maybe the first frost for many of the areas as we get closer to Wednesday morning.
All right, Greg, thank you very much. Well, fall is certainly here. After battering Bermuda and Puerto Rico this week, Fiona made landfall in eastern Canada earlier this morning as a post-tropical cyclone. It still brought high winds, heavy rain, and the threat of a powerful storm surge. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has the latest on Fiona's trail of destruction.
These are the 50-foot waves inside the eye of the storm, captured by a drone Friday as Fiona moved north. In Nova Scotia, Canadians braced for up to 8 inches of rain and more than 100-mile-per-hour winds.
Better to be safe than sorry.
Forecasters said it could be one of the strongest storms in Canada's history.
We are going to see some extreme winds associated with Fiona.
Fiona hit Bermuda Friday as a Category 4 hurricane, lashing the island and cutting power to thousands, but leaving little major damage. Cleanup was already underway.
Not too bad, but still we got a licking.
The storm is blamed for at least 7 deaths during its nearly week-long journey. In Puerto Rico, more than half of the island is still without power and many have no water. Meanwhile, Tropical Storm Ian is taking aim at Florida and preps are underway. Forecasters say it could strengthen into a major hurricane with models showing it passing over the state next week.
It might head our way, might not. We just don't know, but got to prepare for it either way.
The National Hurricane Center says Ian could arrive in the Florida Keys by next Tuesday. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Ian is still offshore in the Caribbean, but it could bring heavy rains, flash flooding, and mudslides to Jamaica this weekend. Since May of 2022, the Stoughton Resettlement Assistance Program has resettled 4 Ukrainian families and expect to welcome another 4 in October. Friday, SRAP hosted the first day of the Ukrainian weekend. The event offered Ukrainian art, music, and food selections for the public to enjoy. Today, they honored the Ukrainian national anthem and introduced 4 families that have resettled in Stoughton. And for one of the families we had the opportunity to speak with, they are thankful for everything the program has offered.
The reality, but reality is pretty good. We are really happy, so we're thankful.
The event's main objective is to educate everyone more about Ukrainian history, culture, and traditions. It will span over the next 2 days, beginning at 8 a.m. until 6 at the Coffee for All Bistro Cafe. To medical news this morning, people who had COVID-19 are at a higher risk of long-term brain problems than those who never had it at all. That's according to research from Washington University School of Medicine. Those complications include strokes, cognitive and memory problems, and migraines, which researchers say develop within the first year after infection. A government watchdog report found the Food and Drug Administration's rush to authorize COVID-19 tests early in the pandemic came at a potential cost to test quality. The report from the Department of Health and Human Services Office of the Inspector General was published online this week. In the first 5 months of the pandemic, the FDA issued more than 100 emergency use authorizations for COVID-19 diagnostic and antibody serology tests. According to the IG report, the rush to authorize tests resulted in some problematic tests being used. Once those tests were on the market, the FDA had to take further action to address the issue. The Office of the Inspector General recommended that the FDA, quote, assess and, as appropriate, revise guidance for test EUA submissions. New research from Columbia University Mailman School of Public Health shows teen substance abuse in the U.S. is declining, but experts are concerned about skyrocketing vaping and cannabis use. It's estimated some 2 million middle and high school students use e-cigarettes. And this week marked World Alzheimer's Day. An estimated 55 million people across the globe have dementia, and more than 6 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's disease. Almost 2/3 of those Americans with Alzheimer's are women and older Black Americans, who are more likely to suffer from dementia compared to older white Americans. Still ahead this morning, the Badgers take on Ohio State tonight. A look at the last time UW beat the Buckeyes on the road.
The price of gold is at a 7-year high. Get top cash on the spot for your gold at Diamond Select. Cash in today while the price of gold is high. Don't miss out. Get instant cash for your gold today at Diamond Select, downtown Stoughton.
I don't feel like I'm walking into my grandma's kitchen anymore. So this looks like a newer house. It's affordable, and it's a beautiful, it ends up being a beautiful job.
I would tell them that we had ours done by Mad City, and it turned out very well.
Mad City has more than 50,000 satisfied customers, an A+ rating with the BBB, and with cabinet refacing, will improve the entire look and feel of your kitchen in as little as 2 days. And it's affordable. During our Upgrade Now, Pay Later event, get 24 months, no payments, and no interest. Plus, with your cabinet refacing project, receive a $250 Mad City gift card to apply as an instant discount or use for future home improvements. And for more savings, call during this program for half-off labor. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
Lean back and save at the Century House. Right now, buy stressless recliners, sofas, or office chairs and get up to $1,500 credit towards the purchase of more. Or save $400 on stressless signature-based recliners and ottomans and motorized classic power recliners. Don't wait. Take the opportunity to fill your home with stressless comfort for less. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
I received a call that my granddaughter had been hit. She suffered a serious brain injury and nearly died. The driver should have been in jail. Mandela Barnes supports no cash bail that puts criminals like Daryl Brooks back on the streets. He's more worried about criminals than victims. Mandela Barnes doesn't have the judgment to keep our communities safe.
Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
From a diamond engagement to a diamond anniversary and everything in between, we shop the diamond capitals of the world so you don't have to. At Diamond Select, we also fix, reset, and remake jewelry too. Diamond Select in downtown Stoughton.
As political ads bombard you with campaign promises and claims to capture your vote, News 3 Now gives you a reality check, clarifying the candidates' messages and finding the facts to help you make informed choices. Reality Check, Wednesdays on News 3 Now at 6.
News 3 Now Sports brings you the Badger Blueprint. Join us every week for an exclusive look at Wisconsin football. From the practice field to the locker room, the game day previews and highlights. Badger Blueprint, Wednesdays only on News 3 Now at 10.
Yeah, we got temperatures out right now of 50 degrees or so in certain areas. Once again, we still have some visibility issues regarding some of the lower clouds and some drizzle, especially as you go towards Iowa and those places right now where some dense areas continue. So if you're driving, just be careful with that. Otherwise, we should see almost 70 degrees in the spots that see sun. Otherwise, mid-60s for most of the rest of the areas with a few showers coming through today. So like I said, for La Crosse, mainly cloud cover. The showers come in more this evening. Temperatures mid-upper 60s. Once again, we get sun. We might hit 70. Madison, very similar, that we should have cloudy conditions, a few peaks of the sun with a shower coming through, and about 65 to 66 for the temperature right now. Otherwise, we're going to see temperatures continue on through the day, and then tomorrow the winds start picking up, and we could see then our first frost as we get closer to Wednesday.
All right, Greg, thank you very much. Well, it's week 3 of the Packers season, and the question keeps returning. Who is Aaron Rodgers going to throw the ball to? Well, the passing attack was much better against my Bears, unfortunately, than it was against the Vikings. But Sunday's game against the Bucs this coming Sunday could be interesting through the air. Sammy Watkins is out with a hamstring injury, and Christian Watson and Randall Cobb are both listed as questionable. So besides Alan Lazard, who's left? Well, it's Romeo Doubs. Here's what head coach Matt LaFleur had to say about that.
We got a lot of confidence in him. He's a guy that you see it out at practice, his ability, he can run all day. So in terms of a conditioning standpoint, have no reservations whatsoever. And I think he's mentally, he's always engaged, he's locked in, and certainly he's probably going to have to take more of a load this week.
Big one coming up Sunday for the Pack. The Badgers are playing in Columbus, Ohio tonight, taking on Ohio State. The Buckeyes are always a formidable opponent, and you have to go back to 2004 to see the last time UW beat Ohio State in Columbus. A huge victory, and the quarterback at the time was John Stocco. Our Susan Simon talked with Stocco about that big win and what it's going to take for Wisconsin to win there again.
First of all, what is it about these Buckeyes? Why are they always such a nemesis for us?
Well, I think one reason is for a long time they've been very well coached. They've always had a very good coaching staff, and of course they've had very good players, and they've had a lot of success for quite a long time. And you know, you talk about playing at Ohio State, that's a loud, hostile environment that I think the coaching staff is trying to prep them, has been trying to prep them for this week. So playing on the road there is always a challenge, and they've just been a really good football team, good coaching and good players. And for whatever reason, the last several years, they've been able to make a few more plays than we have. But there has been some close games, and hopefully this one will be close, and hopefully the Badgers will have a chance to win.
I hope so too. For the fans, it's always so stressful. This game is so much pressure. I can't even imagine what it must have been like for you as the starting quarterback. Tell us some of your memories of that day in that game.
Yeah, there is a lot of pressure, and playing at the Horseshoe is a challenge because it is loud, and they're always a good football team. They always play well at home. So there is a lot of pressure, and you certainly feel that throughout the week of, okay, this game is a little bit different, and certainly feel that as a quarterback. And going through warm-ups, you know, you might be feeling a little bit, and then usually when the ball is kicked, that starts to subside a little bit. You get the first snap, okay, I didn't fumble the snap, all right, let's go. And you can kind of go from there.
What did it feel like to win there?
It was a great feeling. That's a fun place to win because it is such a great environment and loud environment, and they're fired up, and their fans love football, and there's 100,000 plus of them in there. So if you can go in there and play well and walk out with a victory, it's a great feeling.
I'm sure many of you remember that big win. Stoughton threw for 2 scores while Anthony Davis rushed for 168 yards and another score. UW spotted Ohio State a 10-point lead in the second quarter and then outscored the Buckeyes 24-3 to win that game. Here's to hoping that performance repeats itself tonight. The Badgers take on the Buckeyes at 6:30. Going to be a good one. Well, still ahead this morning, an open house today for a new local humane society. And you're taking a live look over the Capitol. A little foggy out there. Greg is back with the forecast after this.
This portion of News 3 Now is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Warrens, Wisconsin.
Hy-Vee hot deals are super hot. This Friday through Sunday. Pepsi 6-packs, 4 for $10 when you buy 4. Pork spare ribs, only $1.99 a pound. And Kellogg's giant-size cereal, only $2.99. Check out HyVeeDeals.com for more deals.
The kitchen is where family comes together, recipes come to life, and memories are made. So let Mad City Kitchens make your kitchen look its best with cabinet refacing. Our design consultants make it fun and easy to come up with a look that best fits your style and space. With dozens of colors and wood finishes to choose from, modern hardware options, plus new countertops and a kitchen sink backed with a lifetime warranty. We install in as little as 2 days, so don't wait. It's our Upgrade Now, Pay Later event. Receive 24 months, no payments and no interest, senior and military discounts, and get a $250 Mad City gift card with your cabinet refacing project. Use it as an instant discount or for future home improvements. And last chance to call during this program for additional savings with half-off labor. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
Follow the fall colors to the Oakwood Fruit Farm just east of Richland Center. Fresh apple cider, homemade caramel apples, and our legendary apple cider donuts are delicious treats your whole family will love. Fill up on pumpkins, cheese, and of course, fresh apples. Over 20 varieties to choose from. Our family has kept this tradition going every fall since 1904 and want your family to be a part of it too. Come to the Oakwood Fruit Farm just east of scenic Richland Center. Visit oakwoodfruitfarm.com.
Ron Johnson's at it again, lying about my taxes. Let's be clear, my taxes are paid in full, but there were times I was getting by on peanut butter sandwiches. And that's why I support a tax cut for the middle class. Put more money in your pockets, because I know how hard you work. But Johnson used his Senate seat to write a loophole that gave huge tax cuts to himself and his biggest donors, leaving us with crumbs. And that's how we get left behind. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Hy-Vee hot deals are super hot. This Friday through Sunday. Hy-Vee frozen vegetables, only 77 cents. Strawberries, only $2.68 for a 1-pound pack. And Hy-Vee deli shaved ham, only $2.99 a pound. Check out HyVeeDeals.com for more deals.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I know we talked about early in the broadcast about the tropics right now, and this is Ian right now. This was named yesterday. 45-mile-per-hour winds right now. The track continues to push it to the northwest. That's going to be the issue. You can see that's what it's going to be, Category 1 hurricane when it gets to the west of Jamaica. Then by Tuesday, it should be almost getting up to, on the side of Cuba, at about 110 miles per hour. And then, as you already noted in the broadcast, interests in Florida are going to be what are going to be paying attention once this gets closer. Right now, the center of the track is near Tampa, but obviously there's a big spread between that, between northern and southern, too. This is the one that's Fiona, that's rapidly transitioning to extratropical. I think they did set a Canadian low pressure for a landfalling system with this, so pretty impressive, and wait and see what the destruction has occurred after it falls. So overall, we're seeing this precip beginning to move out. We have low clouds hanging up. Our next little maker for tonight is approaching the Dakotas right now, so that'll be coming through later. here. We'll see a few showers here today. The wind's still a little southerly, a few up to the north. That's probably where the better chance for the showers are going to be. But we'll see maybe a few breaks in the sun, but overall it's going to be still cloudy. You can see futurecast for the big picture shows that wave coming across tonight from west to east. So La Crosse through down to Madison. We'll see it late this evening, overnight. Better chance for showers. That'll clear out to the west of La Crosse overnight, so they'll probably see decreasing clouds. Tomorrow we have another system coming that'll drop south. More showers, but the big thing with that will probably be the increase in winds that we'll see tomorrow too. And that continues with a northerly flow you see wrapping itself up through Monday. So overall, temperatures right now, we're going to see them climb up a little bit to the mid-upper 60s. A few 70s if we can get some sun in certain areas, because we are starting out already in the 50s. Overall, a few showers, but we're not really expecting too much until this afternoon, this evening, as that next wave approaches La Crosse, comes through about 8 or 9, and then it dives south towards south central Wisconsin later tonight. So we'll probably see another round of showers, maybe just light rain or even drizzle come through later tonight, with clearing out to the west overnight tonight, and then we'll have more clearing for Madison as we get through Sunday. But once again, some showers, once again, will pop up. But the big story here is you see the winds start turning from the north. So we'll see winds probably gusting 25 to maybe gusting over 30 at times tomorrow. That continues. You can see here's an idea of the winds going out. Pretty red. And 20s, a lot of 20s out there, gusting 30s more likely. So pattern-wise, we see that going on right now. As we see the 7-day for La Crosse, there's your winds for Sunday, Monday. And then same thing for Madison too, with the winds through Tuesday. And every area could see some frost come Wednesday morning, with maybe 70s coming back late in the work week or even next week.
All right, we'll keep an eye on it. Thanks, Greg. For 67 years, the 608 area code has defined south central and southwestern Wisconsin, but the numbers are simply running out, and a new area code is coming soon. According to the Public Service Commission, a 353 area code will be in service by late next year to supplement 608.
There's so much demand for new phone numbers in the 608 area code that we are literally running out of 608 area code phone numbers. So when we run out, new numbers will be assigned to the new 353 area code.
If you have a 608 area code, don't worry, you won't have to change your phone number. The new area code will be available in late 2023. The Humane Society of Southern Wisconsin has a new home, and it's holding a celebration to mark the occasion. Yesterday, it held an open house showing off the new facility located in Janesville. Another tour is scheduled for today from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The $5 million project has more than 40 acres of land and a surgery suite instead of a surgery truck.
Mostly we just wanted to gain more space for the cages that we originally had. So now the cats and dogs have more space in their kennels versus having a lot more cages and kennels available to us.
The layout of the facility is an improvement as well, better separating the cats and dogs, making things less stressful for the animals, which is always good. You can check out the open house today from 10 to 2. Coming up next, an interesting rescue out on the East Coast. You don't want to miss this one. We'll be back after this.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
Now's the perfect time to get your roofing project off the ground with Feldco. As the seasons change, you want to be sure your house is ready for the harsh Midwestern weather ahead. For just $279 a month, you can protect your home and your family with a new Feldco roof. So get your fall started off on the right foot today with Feldco.
Roofing for $279 a month ends Friday. Hurry. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Give every morning a fresh start with a Jimmy Dean Delights breakfast. They're chock full of protein and ingredients you want. From wraps to bowls to sandwiches. You'll never have the same old again.
We're delighted and hope you will try.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. The Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy providers are working together to help keep your heat and power on. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here.
At a company, the culture comes from the top. Tim Michaels' company has been sued numerous times over sexual assault and harassment in the workplace. Women who worked for Michaels' company said they were groped, assaulted, and pressured to have sex with their bosses. Higher-ups at Michaels dismissed the women as liars and even fired those who spoke out. Is that what we need for Wisconsin? Tim Michaels, too radical, too divisive.
Everything seems to be getting more and more expensive these days. And it's the same for your heating bills. Since it will cost more to heat your home this winter, USA Insulation wants to give you control over your utility bills. Our premium injection foam keeps the cold outside and your warm, comfortable air inside, right where it belongs. Call now before winter and get a $500 early bird discount.
USA Insulation.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
Call for action only on News 3 Now.
Finally this morning, an interesting effort to rescue a seal out on the East Coast. Brandon Truitt has more from Beverly, Massachusetts.
Yeah, he turned himself in. He had had enough. He was ready to go.
You've likely heard of a whale of a tale, and this one involves a seal. The folks in Beverly naming him Schubert after Shoe Pond, where he'd been playing for more than a week. It's just upstream from the mouth of the ocean.
He knew to stay away from the boats, stay away from the nets. He would come close enough that they would get some pretty good pictures of him.
That's Beverly Police Chief John LaLasher. He says on Thursday the real work began to try to get him out, but Schubert kept evading police. By sunset, rescuers called it a night, but the seal had other plans. Police say around 2:30 Friday morning, Schubert got on the move, waddling across a shopping center parking lot, following the fence line to the front door of the police station. Police called in the team at Mystic Aquarium right away.
Yeah, the story just keeps growing.
When the folks for the aquarium got here, they say they were taken aback at first. They recognized some of the markings on Schubert's face. Turns out he is a repeat offender. The aquarium had to rescue him on the Cape back in 2018.
We do know the seal. He's about 4 or 5 years old, and it's come full circle. He is back where he started back then, but we're going to be releasing him as soon as possible.
Schubert's original name was Jackal, but Sarah Callan with the Mystic Aquarium assures me the name Schubert is here to stay. He's getting a checkup in Connecticut. Callan says he looks healthy and is even getting some time to play. He'll be released back into the ocean this weekend, this time with the GPS tracker.
Luckily, Schubert did us all a favor and brought himself to the police department, which is a story that totally blows my mind still.
A journey through sea, stream, and shopping center parking lot with a playful Schubert ready to go home. In Beverly, Brandon Truitt, WVZ News.
Isn't this just a great story? I mean, this guy's got a mind of his own, just doing his own thing, no care in the world.
Yeah, 2 strikes. 3 strikes you're out, right?
Yeah, he's got one more, but now he's got a tracker. So good luck, buddy. All right, before we go, how about one more check of the weather?
Well, it looks like I said, most of the showers are pushed away. We'll see a few showers here this afternoon, but otherwise, most of the areas should be dry until really tonight, otherwise with the morning drizzle. The winds are the big story for La Crosse and Madison coming up probably for tomorrow, and then the cooler temps, which we'll see probably by Tuesday and Wednesday, and that could lead to areas getting into the mid-30s. Some areas have already experienced that, like Black River Falls up to that area, but most of the other areas have not, so that could be a season ending for us. We'll keep an eye on that still. And fog, too. We're going to be freezing fog.
Yeah, well, strap down those plants and that patio furniture. Greg's saying the wind is going to be an issue. Keep an eye on that. Well, hey, thanks for joining us this morning. We'll see you back here tomorrow.